I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all-white, white-only, conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going. But the majority of the campers are all white.
What a racist, ratchet bitch. I don't even know what to say.
To all of you people who are posting my criminal record as if I didn't know I've been to jail before, let me tell you something. Those charges are real, okay? All those assault charges, real. Which means I will not hesitate to kick the dog shit out of any one of y'all. All right? All right. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Sade Perkins spoke her truth about Mystic Summer Camp flood. Now, here's the thing about the truth. Sometimes the truth is unwelcoming, it's distasteful, and it's downright ugly and unwarranted, and it could be misconstrued. Now, what y'all gotta understand is that if it was young girls that look like me, they wouldn't get as much news coverage. It wouldn't be so much publicity behind it. But let me just say this. I don't think when Sade wanted to cause awareness and wanted to out hatred, that she was actually gonna out herself and let us know and make us aware that she has a little hatred in her heart herself, because she's lacking sympathy, empathy, and also humanity. Because once again, these are children. Children. I don't see your color when it comes to children. I see children who need to be brought home. I see some children who won't make it home. I see some children who will forever have to live with this tragedy in their head. That's what I see. And Sade, here's my thing, and I'm going to tell you the truth to you, sister girl. You have every right to vocalize the way you feel, but you're not no different than the people who really are people who really have hatred in their heart. You're not no different, because you just showed us who you are. And I agree with some of the things you said, but I'm gonna put on my rain boots and go and help these little girls. I don't give a care how you feel, because if this was my little girl, I want you, whoever, to come out and help me save my baby, okay? Or put my baby to rest. I'm just being truthful.
This donation is still set up. The donation page is still set up because it's a Uno reverse, bitch. Hey y'all, so you know them haters couldn't stop hating. I knew the ban was gonna come eventually, and they finally did it. Ban my account. But I'm back, and I'm still standing by everything I've said.
So she's even tripling down, saying she said what she said. She ain't taking it back. All she had to do was say, I'm sorry, and say she was wrong. She said she's not doing it. And y'all are about to pay her $20,000. Hey, and I'm just going to sit back and watch, because if y'all do that, y'all crazy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about another story involving a radicalized Democrat that found out after she thought it would be a good idea to go on a radicalized racist rant against Camp Mystic, okay, which is a summer camp that was unfortunately hit by the devastating floods near the Guadalupe River that has killed camping staff and children. Now, again, this is going on amidst the floods in Texas, where you have children still missing. You have people still missing. It's a very sensitive situation. And during this sensitive situation, for whatever reason, this woman by the name of Sade Perkins, or Sadie Perkins, I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce her name, but she is a Democrat who was previously appointed by Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner to Houston's Food Insecurity Board. She is an individual who thought it would be a good idea to go on some type of racist rant against this camp, claiming that it is an all-white girls Christian camp, and basically just essentially wishing harm on these young girls because of their skin color and who she believes their parents or their family politically supports, right? I mean, this is the type of hate and bigotry that is currently present in this country that the mainstream level media and the Democrats refuse to address, right? This is, I think, pretty commonplace within the Democrat Party. So she's getting a whole lot of backlash for it, and I want to talk about it because she's now lashing out, melting down, crying, victim over the fact that she is receiving criticism, okay, and backlash again for her comments. Take a look.
A leftist activist by the name of Sadie Perkins has been fired from her Houston public sector board position after she went on a shocking racist tirade against the innocent young victims of the Texas floods. The former member of Houston's Food Insecurity Board and small business owner has been blasted on social media after she went on a bizarre rant about the Camp Mystic summer camp, beginning her tirade with, "I know I'm going to be cancelled with this, but..."
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all white only conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right, you ain't getting in, you ain't going, period. And all these white people, the parents of these little girls, would be saying things like they need to be deported, they shouldn't have been here in the first place, and yada, yada, yada. So before y'all come at me, before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better, the parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all-white enclave.
And in another shocking twist, after she was exposed, instead of apologising, she doubled down on her abuse with this unthinkable comment, saying, "Consequences for what? Maybe it was God's will to wash them away." And again, Perkins still hasn't got the message that what she said is completely reprehensible. Her latest video proves she has no remorse, even laughing at the situation.
Okay. She asked me for a statement. I gave her one, and I told her what it was. And I think that this is like, on one hand, it's definitely funny because I'm over here kikiing for sure, but do not negate the fact, all right? These are white people using their white power, all right, to try to bring me down, I guess. But the fact that it's just not working is even more hilarious.
Online commentators of all races and political persuasions have come after Perkins.
You've lost your mind, and I think it's a real good idea for you to take a break from social media because there's no way. How dare you try to say or try to compare such a tragic, truly tragic situation to some fucking illegal immigrants who chose to break the law and brought their kids here, and now their kids are suffering the repercussions.
This commentator agreed, saying, "Listen, I don't believe in cancel culture, however I make exception for Sadie Perkins. Her racism is on full display." She said that Camp Mystic was a white supremacy camp and that those girls got what they deserved, an absolutely horrible human. "I'm absolutely shook that somebody can be this cruel." And this commentator doubled down, highlighting the pathological obsession with race on the left.
This is a perfect example of some of the people in our society who obsess over race. They make everything about race. Girls are dying and washed up in a flood, and her first thought is, what's like the racial demographic of the people who are missing in this camp? It's pathetic. People like this are the people who work and keep racial issues alive. She talks as if this camp only allows white girls, with no proof other than simply pictures. What if it's just simply white people primarily have been the ones that decide to go there? Different cultures do different things. Or maybe there have been multiple races of people there that just aren't in the pictures. I know, could be a crazy concept. But people with this mentality are the ones who are harming our country. They're not helping anything. And it's pathetic. Again, girls are dying. They've been swept up in a flood. And she's thinking, well, the people behind this, there's a lot of white people there. I'm not seeing much color, so they must be racist. And we need to know the context behind that. Be quiet.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you guys, okay? This type of anti-white hatred in this country is a lot more prevalent than what the mainstream liberal media would like to admit, okay? And we thoroughly cover it on my channel because it's basically everywhere, right? I mean, this is a core part of the Democrat Party. Again, this is why I'm not surprised, okay? I'm also not surprised that this woman, despite the backlash, is doubling and tripling down on her opinion, right? And some of the hateful things that she said, because ultimately, again, people are comfortable enough to openly say this type of stuff, and they feel justified in it because they've been thoroughly brainwashed to believe that their feelings towards white people are justified.
Extraordinary hate or whatever. Like, I get that white people are not used to people telling them and calling them out on their racism and telling them about their double standards and how you wouldn't give a damn about other children and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two fucks about. There's no prayers going up for them. But we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls. Again, I actually have empathy.
This is a very strong case of TDS, and like I've mentioned before, this Sade Perkins girl has lost her humanity and is very racist against white people. So let's pray for her that she opens up a dictionary or Googles what the real definition of empathy is. Because clearly Miss Sade is not only suffering from severe TDS, but lack of humanity and racism, but she also has delusion of the word empathy. So she thinks that she is full of empathy while she says, why are we hunting, quote unquote, for these white girls? Because there were a white girl camp, they're not that important, and that perhaps God washed them away for a reason. So I'm sorry, Miss Sade, that is not what empathy is. Wanting these little girls to not be found because they were born white, claiming that God, our creator, washed them away because they're white, not empathy. You have not a single minuscule ounce of empathy, nowhere in your heart. You're heartless, you're racist, and you continue to spew hate on the girls from the camp in Kerrville, Texas. You will continue to get backlash and videos like myself because you are messing with God's children. Your vile, sick, and twisted racist comments with these young little girls that are missing. We do not know how many are alive, how many are yet to be found, and you are taking the time and the energy to wish them the worst.
Yeah. So what I find to be fascinating about this character is that, like a lot of the soul sisters of the left, there's always a great white pipe behind a so-called black queen. Okay, because apparently she is dating a vanilla milkshake, right? Despite hating white people so much, she loves to go to sleep at night with white supremacy. Okay, because her partner, again, her boyfriend, I'm not sure why they're using this gender neutral language here from the New York Post, is a Reverend Dr. Colin Bosson, who actually had to come out here and denounce what she said. This woman has also faced other consequences as well too. Like, for example, the mayor of Houston said that this woman would not be reappointed to her board position. Okay, she's been removed permanently, okay, due to her comments. But let's read about what her boyfriend said here. The Reverend boyfriend of the former Houston mayoral appointee who went on a tirade against Camp Mystic, where 27 campers and counselors were killed in the Texas flooding, has criticized his partner's controversial comments. Colin Bosson, a senior minister at the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Houston, apologized to his congregation for his girlfriend Sadie Perkins' remarks while acknowledging that he never endorsed them in the first place. In a statement obtained by the Daily Mail, quote, "My partner." Again, that that word partner really bothers me because it's like, that's your girlfriend. Why are you using the language of somebody who's not straight, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, just, say that's your girlfriend. That's normal, right? When people start running around saying, this is my partner, okay? Yeah, that to me is a red flag, huge red flag. And that's why I'm kind of not surprised to see that this dude is dating a woman like this, right? Huge red flag for a so-called minister. He's probably woke as hell. There's no doubt in my mind. He's liberal as hell, and his testosterone levels are probably chronically low. So anyways, he says, my partner, Sade Perkins, has made comments on social media regarding the horrific flooding that devastated Camp Mystic. He wrote, according to the report, "I want to be clear that I disavow her comments." He made it abruptly clear that he was deeply regretful about the Payne Perkins rant has caused. Quote, I apologize to my congregation, he wrote. I will continue to work to repair the harm this incident has caused. Quote, her comments have caused harm to many who are experiencing terrible loss and anxiety. He wrote, according to the Daily Mail, quote, her comments were not in the spirit of the Unitarian Universalist values centered around love that my congregation and I share. Yeah, this is definitely one of those weird churches. Perkins went off about the all-girls Christian camp just hours after Friday's catastrophic flooding. Yeah, so again, we've seen this, okay, quite a bit from these so-called activists. And apparently what this minister told his woman is not getting through to her, because this woman has ran to Willie D to boohoo, whine, and cry about the backlash that she is receiving, which shows that she's not really remorseful or apologetic about her comments.
And that's what's crazy too, because these comments and stuff, they're allowed to post these things and it doesn't get flagged.
But if you said it, it's flagged immediately.
Man, if I repeat what they say, it is flagged immediately, right? You can't even say white on TikTok. You got to say white tea. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to say paper plate people and shit, right? When they all in the comments, monkey emojis and all sorts of stuff or whatever.
Again, she's dating a white man. I don't understand. I really don't understand. How can you feel like this about white people, but yet you go to sleep every night with a white man? I don't know what it is. Again, when it comes to these racist black queens and the great white pipe, they just absolutely love it. They can't get enough of it. The hatred for white people apparently is not more than their love for the great white pipe, right? He must be laying it down, right? They must absolutely love it. It has to be a fetish at this point. It has to be.
It never gets flagged. So yeah, I mean, everything is like working together to uplift white supremacists and whatnot. And as far as like MAGA, they can say the most vile, hateful, racist shit, and no one is trying to hold them accountable for their comments. But as soon as a person reacts and says something or whatever back, it's, let's take her livelihood.
Let's go back to the comments you made about the little girls. When you posted that comment, let the little drown. Before you posted it, did you think to yourself, like, I know they're gonna go crazy if I post this. I know this gonna be one of the wildest responses ever. If I hit this button, if I hit this send, it's gonna go crazy. Did you think about that and just decided against it anyway? Just decided against your better judgment, or did you just say, y'all coming at me, I'm gonna come at y'all. Y'all trying to hurt me, use words to hurt me, so I'm gonna use words to hurt y'all. Not even if you don't mean it, but you still, I'm gonna use these words because I know this is gonna get under your skin. This is gonna really hurt.
Well, out of all the comments and stuff, I didn't know that that one would be the one, but I did choose those words in particular because I knew that it would get under their skin, because we don't use in a pejorative way. We don't call each other unless we're talking about like like the gays and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I knew that calling them, using that word or whatever would really rile them up or whatever. But it allowed them to shift the narrative. It allowed for them to kind of take control of the narrative instead of focusing on A, the failure of the government, and B, the white supremacy. On my comment to take the attention away from people like Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, and all these people who are in actual power.
Yeah. So you see that, you heard that. I would actually argue that you are the one that took the attention away from that, because you are the individual that decided to make it about race, right? If you wanted to keep it about politics, right? If you wanted to just say, this is the fault of Republicans, which I don't agree with, by the way. But if you wanted to do that, then you could have literally just kept it about that. But you made it about race. You're the one that said what you said about these little girls, and you knew that you would get the backlash, right? You knew that you would get quote unquote canceled for it, okay? And because you knew that, you posted it anyways. So now why are you complaining about the consequences and trying to pretend as if somebody's doing you wrong when you knew that this was the backlash that you were going to get. Again, it's amazing how that works. She admits, yeah, I knew people would be pissed off, but I said it because I wanted to piss people off, and you're mad that people were pissed off, right? And now you're trying to cry foul because people are saying, quote unquote, racist things to you after your whole rant that started all this stuff was racist, right? You said racist stuff, right? And then you're mad that people saying racist stuff to you. Again, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So there are people who has tried to raise money for this woman. And I believe these campaigns have been shut down because I personally can't find them. But every time they're put up, again, nobody really donates, right? Like they try to raise $20,000 and she only got $140, I guess, as of the time in which this was screenshotted. Again, I can't find any of the campaigns anymore, so I'm assuming that they're being taken down, right? So it's just, again, fascinating to me how these people want to cry victim. And then the first thing she wants to do is to go run and try to raise some money, right? Because, oh, well, I'm being canceled. I'm losing my livelihood. Well, again, you knew what would happen when you posted the video. You acknowledged in the video what would happen, and you did it anyways because your hatred for white people, which, again, I'm confused in terms of how you lay down with the evil white man, the white devil every night. But yet you claim to hate white people so much. Your hatred for whites was much greater than your judgment, right? You knew that you was getting backlash, but again, you hate whites so much that you posted anyways, okay? And now you're boohooing and crying and playing victim because you're experiencing the consequences. It's just, again, extremely fascinating stuff, but I'm not surprised by it because, again, this is the Democrat Party, folks. This is the left. These are the type of people that Democrats appeal to. This is who they're in bed with. And then they wonder, why is it that white people don't want to vote for us? Why is it that white people vote Republican? Well, it's because Republicans are not openly hating whites, and they don't openly appeal to people who hate whites, right? But Democrats do. They openly try to appeal to people who hate white people. You can turn on MSDNC, and you can hear anti-white commentary, right? Out in the open. On a news channel, right? At least on a news channel, you need to try to hide it, right? You got to try to finesse it a little bit, okay? But on MSNBC, they don't even finesse it. It's out in the open for you to hear. So, again, I'm not surprised. This woman is probably going to continue to get backlash, and I honestly don't feel bad for her because she knew what would happen, and she decided to do it anyways. And, hey, you effed around and you found out. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.